straight into a report, because we used to do that until we realized that there was an issue with it, is we look at what's on the casing. You know, we look at the casing closely and then put that into the evidence search.
I appreciate that.
Right?
Thank you.
Right.
So it doesn't actually enter the MDT at any point, so that it doesn't affect any of the results and stuff like that.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, whenever we're running, it's nice when you're running just like one casing projectile, but of course, when you're running like 30 different ones, sometimes it's just, for us, it's just a little faster. Just put it into a simple report, a dump report. So we can
she
just
is a
click copy every
lieutenant.
single one of them and put it in the evidence system.
She has
and
the
see
thing.
what they're coming back to. Because we have found crazy stuff before. I mean, like not, and I'm pretty sure that's what spurred up the whole issue with people dumping shit in the trash before. Is we found a hot gun in the evidence in the trash bin before.
Yeah, that's
hot to like 13 times attempted murder of an employee.
Or a thread we need to pull on. With the fucking
it's definitely not the
new
first time
Epsilon
we've come across stuff like that. But I mean, we search everywhere for anything. And it's one of those things, like when we're looking for leads on anything at all, anything that we can find is a potential thread to pull that lets us find other stuff. And we found leads for all kinds of things going on in just the most weird places.
I wish they had disable interactions unless peeking.
Have any of you guys spoken to Shift 3 about what happened, about all this stuff? Because apparently they have an entirely different way of handling ballistics testings and stuff now. And I know High Command...
Every shift has a different way.
I know High Command were talking about procedure and stuff the other day. And the reason why we've always done what we've done is because the way that the forensics team works once we put things into like the locker and stuff like that is you know, it was supposed to minimize on the amount of work we had to do, the amount of lockers we had to have open, etc. So yeah, because I've heard it's in relation to some feedback they got from marshals, although I don't know which specific marshal gave them the feedback. But now they're storing ballistics testings.
I mean, so there is an evidence reason to make sure we store those, and it's just continuity of the evidence, right? I've talked to people about it, but of course, Shift 3 was already like my suggestion was keeping the ballistic projectiles and casings. And Shift 3 was already.
I don't care about all this. I
approached them asking what their procedure was
report,
like, about a week ago, and they told me their procedure was to put them in an evidence, like a report. And how some of them have been doing it in the past was when they do ballistics testing, they generate a new report for ballistics test for this report, like incident report, blah 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 blah, and then they reference that report in the original incident report, so that way it's all referenced, and that way it doesn't fuck with the VR or something like that. That's what they told me they were doing, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, that works. It works because obviously if you put it in the original report, then it fucks with the VR a little bit,
right?
But you also need to keep track of how many bullets are discharged from a gun, because sometimes it is important, like when we go back and look at evidence and check like the actual like magazine of how many rounds are left in the firearm, we want to know how many rounds were discharged to make sure we got all the casings from a gun. And if they aren't marking that they've discharged it for a ballistics test, then we don't know if they fired a gun, which was, I think it came up with a problem was Shift 3 identified that some people were going up top and literally just taking like C's Class 2s and unloading an entire half clip and not documenting it. And it was like, okay, well now the evidence is showing that there is like 15 bullets missing that are unaccounted for. And it was creating a bit of a difference in it.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand continuity of evidence. I really do. But getting to the point of counting how many rounds are left in a firearm for each firearm we ever recover, which could be 2 per suspect, plus processing, plus running those firearms, plus working out charges on extra. That's a lot of work on top of what we're already having to do. How are we supposed to know how many bullets they had on them in the first place?
I mean, you pretty much just you got to piece it together from the evidence and ask them and get questions and stuff like that. I mean, do I expect every patrol officer to do that 100%? No. we do a lot of that stuff because we go back and double check a lot of this, and that is like stuff that we check. But of course, we're investigators, you know, that we look into this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
didn't expect to see so many.
You know, that's one of the bigger portions of your positions, right? But for us to have that time to be able to do that for each scene is gonna be impossible.
I mean, I'll be honest with
you.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought I was under the impression that y'all shouldn't have to do the ballistics test anymore after they said that the evidence techs upstairs now run the guns for the serial. But I mean, I get why they do it now. So you can
the reason why we do it is because, you know, technically we're putting the label on the gun before the gun goes in the locker. But, you know, the forensics team can do it on broken guns for us. But the reason why we do it is because we're the ones labeling that gun. Does that make sense? Before we put it in the locker, so that when it comes up in the report, because forensics team has added everything in for us, it's labeled in the report. That's the reason why we do it.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
the
I
keeping
get
of the
why.
casings isn't really necessary because we're recording it on the gun before it goes into the locker. The forensics team was supposed to have like streamlined it for us just to make it so it's less of the sort of manual work type stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is why I was hoping
I need to sneeze, but it's not coming out.
Forensics team being able to do that would have reduced y'all having to do the ballistics test, because it's almost like the forensics team is doing it for y'all. But I guess that's not the case.
Yeah,
that would have helped a lot not having to do any of that work.
For active guns, we do it. For dead and broken guns, they do it for us. Basically,
I did. I looked up. I looked out the fucking window and it didn't do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. A lot of that stuff is like, wow, how will that ever help? Period at all, right? And it has helped us. It has helped us in the past. Things like there was an incident once where we couldn't tie a car to a scene, specifically it being involved with individuals, right?
Frank is such a yapper, dude.
They had inside
thank you for the 3 months, by the way. No, 16 months.
And we were trying to document
thank you for the sub. I appreciate you.
There was an empty magazine for.
Sorry, I missed it.
It was a pretty unique Class 2 gun. The suspect we captured had he had 3 magazines on him. All of them were full, and except for the one that was loaded in the gun, only had 2 rounds. It was only missing 2 rounds. But on the scene, we had somewhere around like 20 different casings from that gun. And we're like, well, that's weird. If he only discharged 2 rounds, how the hell do we have 20 casings from this gun? And that's what it clicked is, because that magazine, he used that magazine when discharging that firearm, and I guess he dumped the magazine in the car when he jumped out of it to, I guess, save pocket space or something, and that let us use the evidence to link the car back to the shooting. It's small stuff like that, like is super niche stuff, but those are the kind of things that we really look for any little thread to pull whenever we're looking for evidence stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand that aspect of it. But my concern is, like, obviously there's always the possibility that someone just has loose ammo on them, right? And they just reload as and when.
Freaking Kyle, honestly, you're not wrong.
But again, evidence is evidence, right?
Dude.
Right.
Any little thing.
Elevator music.
Okay.
But
well, if there's ways that you believe that we should be improving on evidence collection, have you guys spoken to High Command about it?
I mean, we haven't really. There's not really better ways other than just collecting the evidence. To be honest with you, I mean, could things go better in the patrol? Sure, but is it reasonable considering the tools that we're given? Not really. And especially the crazy amount of activity. I mean, I've updated the fucking Class 2 tracker again. And
I don't think I ever really see. I think I've seen one Class 1 in the space of, like, I'm taking them off people, but they're using their Class 2s. They've got Class 2s and Class 1s on them, but I don't know why, because they're only using their Class 2s. I've seen one Class 1 in the space of a month.
I updated the tracker again today for April, and currently we are at 261 Class 2s seized in April alone.
God!
We closed out March at 396.
I don't think we're going to see many people use Class 1s. I've collected casings and stuff for Class 1s on things like the scene of like a stolen vehicle.
Yeah.
But in
original scenes
terms
and
of
stuff.
like, you know, like either gangs or officer involved shootings, they seem to be class 2s. The bigger robbery jobs seems to be class 2s too.
Yeah. But the original issue, it was not intended to be an audit. I don't know who tagged it with audit. That's ridiculous.
That was my main reason for everything, was the audit tag, because it looked like it was an audit, and then having officers being able to see that. We've already got officers questioning us over. I had P&T asking me what they were supposed to teach for ballistics testing and where to put things the other day. I've just told them to carry on as normal.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you can see all the other reports I've done. None of the other ones have audit marked on them, so I don't know who the hell put that on there. It wasn't me.
Yeah, okay.
But I do a lot of these reports where I'm just doing scene sanitation and stuff like that. And like I said, I leave them in there because of the issue we had where somebody ran it.
The scene clearing ones, which makes sense to me, right? But it was just that one with the audit tag, and I thought maybe we shouldn't be able to see that because it was an audit tag. And I'm just, there's a lot of newer officers who are very confused about procedure and stuff at the moment, and obviously being taught. I've got FTOs questioning whether they're doing it correctly and things like that, in terms of not just this, in other aspects as well, because things have been changing, as they always do within PD. SOPs change over time.
Oh yeah, especially as we get new tools and things change.
Yeah.
And I've had people ask me before. I've had cadets and officers
have
ask
I played the
me,
blueprints this
like,
last
hey,
time?
how do you think I should do this stuff? And
I played like
usually my first response is however command tells you to.
I didn't play last night though,
because it's not my place to give you all instruction on how to do that. You know what I mean?
It's we also heard, obviously, like I've only just found out that Shift 3 do things differently in terms of ballistics casings and stuff like that. And I'm, I start work at the end of Shift 3, and I've never been told that. I've never noticed anyone do it, to be honest with you. But it came out to Maxwell, I think it was, that they've been doing it that way in Shift 3 for quite a while.
And they probably do because they have more time to handle that stuff. Like I go to Shift 2, and you don't have time to put your stuff in.
Yeah, I mentioned that to Maxwell. I said, we've got time to deal with one situation, go through what we need to as bare minimum as patrol officers, put all the evidence in and put it away, and then we're on to like literally the next one. I mean, the other day I was trying to use the VR to articulate some warrants based on where evidence was found, and I got called out to 278 situations where I ended up then collecting more evidence and having to do the same thing all over again. So
yeah, that's why we've really been trying to encourage the people who want to be
finish blueprints really bad. I want to complete it.
I mean, that's some of the reasons the marshals backed away from doing pure criminal investigations, because we wanted to give the detectives the space to be able to do that kind of work, like Aaron and Doc and things like that. We're just like, hey, we're trying to share the knowledge and experience we have and letting them get that experience and doing that in the field so they can take the time to do
I still need to make it spicy, so I'm just waiting on the right time.
If you're a Shift 2 detective and you have to respond to 78 calls every 30 minutes, you're never going to get your analytics done. You're never going to have your reports done.
Yep.
And the VR system is extremely handy, especially when you start like we've been trying to teach people how to interpret some things you see in VR. Like we had officers trying to discuss who is the aggressor in a situation between two people in a firefight. And we showed them in VR, like one of the things to see is when two people are shooting at each other, you can usually tell who the aggressor is, because if they both hit each other and they spill blood, the aggressor is usually the one moving towards the other person, and the person that's defending usually backs away from them. And that's how you can tell. That's usually one symbol. I mean, obviously, is that pure 100% evidence? No, but it's
the fuck is he talking
about that can show you.
Yeah, it's a way of articulating it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just extra little things that people don't really think of when they look at these things.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for meeting and clarifying things. I appreciate it.
Oh, I have to ask, though. I'm not really here for the issue, but why did you make a report instead of just talking to one of us or anybody in the marshal office?
Well, I believe that at the time I didn't see anybody around. So I'm going to be honest, with everything that's going on, and with the way that my memory is, I've also made another report with a bunch of questions I need to ask High Command when I see them. I I don't remember to do half the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Like asking conversation, you know? Like I go out on the next call and everything that was in my mind before that call has suddenly gone out of my head. But I'm going to be honest, I wasn't impressed at the time of finding a report that was accessible by everybody with an audit tag on it, while we're already actively trying to control and change the ways of PD in terms of putting things in the trash. It very much felt like we're working on this. Yeah, we were being, scrutinized for still not having things absolutely perfect. That's what it felt like.
Right, but
And
from this
for
conversation,
me as a lieutenant,
oh, sorry.
For me as a lieutenant, I'm looking out for my officers below me who are already going through like mass confusion. There's a lot of people on duty nowadays. There's a lot of moving parts going on, and we're trying to make sure that everybody is on the same level of understanding as to what goes in and out of trash. And then we've got a report that shows that ballistics testings, which have always gone into the trash, especially for shift 1 and 2, I guess not for shift 3, were being, it looked like, audited by marshals.
Right, so you made an assumption, and per this conversation, it wasn't the correct assumption because Craig didn't put the audit tag on there. So that could have been solved with a conversation that lasted 5 minutes, but instead, he spent I don't know how long writing out that command report that was completely unnecessary. Why didn't you wait until, like, today?
I spent 5 minutes putting it in there. But then at the same time, Dark, your bottom comment also suggests that you could have done the same thing, yet you didn't.
I pointed out that I was being hypocritical. So
but it doesn't excuse it. You're calling me out for being a person that could have had a conversation, but you're doubling down and doing the same thing.
You
could have been the bigger person in that, Dark.
I'm not the bigger person. Don't expect it from me. That's not the issue here. The issue here is
you're calling me out and trying to be the bigger person right now, but you doubled down and did the same thing.
I'm not trying to be the bigger person. I'm trying to point out something that I think was stupid and unnecessary.
Yeah, and I thought your comment was also stupid and unnecessary. I
agree.
I guess we're both at the moot point with that one then.
No, I don't think so. I think you could have spent the time having a conversation. Now, you can agree that PD has had issues with the communication forever, and you're just adding to the problem.
I would disagree and actually point out that I'm trying to further communication instead of completely forgetting about it and stressing about it when I do remember and then forgetting about it all over again. I'm putting it there so that it does get picked up at some point.
Listen, your memory is not my problem. But you say this audit tag was like a concern for your officers below you. Well, when there's a command report that all my marshals can see, that's an issue too. You didn't think about that?
No, but I also wanted my entirety of command to be able to see it because there is clearly an issue with an audit report showing up amongst PD officers' reports.
Right.
We're talking about people, so we're trying to keep officers staying in their lanes, and then all of a sudden we've got a marshal audit report inside normal reports. So it kind of looks like, rules for thee and not for me sort of thing. That's fucked up.
What are you about rules for thee and not for me? What does that even...
Well, look, we're trying to stay in our lane, and I have for the longest time, Dark, and you guys should both know this, I've tried to have and tried to keep things peaceful between PD and marshals, because we all know there's a lot of people who are dead against marshals, right? I've never been dead against marshals, but this report did piss me off because it had an audit tag on it, and I've got normal and regular officers able to access and read that report. Like, that just doesn't seem right to me.
Right, but this conversation clarified that audit tag was not Craig and it wasn't any of the marshals, so that was a misunderstanding and a bad assumption by yourself. That could have been solved.
If it's not any of the marshals, who is it? Are we saying that it was PD who put the audit tag on there?
I don't know, but from this conversation that could have took 5 minutes, even on the phone, it clarified that Craig, who made the report, did not put that tag.
It took me 5 minutes to make the report. I don't even remember if there was any of you around at the time.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, it's lazy and unprofessional to make a report like that, instead of having a conversation. You want to talk about positive marshal PD relations? You're adding to the problem.
Oh yeah, no, I have. I added to the problem in that aspect at that one time. I apologize for adding such a negative connotation to marshals at that point, but at the same time, you also added to it with your comment. So
yeah,
I'll be honest. I really also don't. I just didn't see in that report that y'all were referencing that it seemed like how that came across as like passive aggressive from the marshals or anything. Because it was literally just me note taking. Yeah, I found some ballistic. Here's some evidence. It's just ballistic stuff.
yeah, I've got
It was just
officers asking me about ballistics testing because we found out about shift 3, and then we've got a report that's labeled audit, and people then assume they're doing something wrong because people automatically see the word audit and think, oh no, we're doing something wrong. Part of me wanted to highlight it because I also thought maybe it wasn't supposed to be able to be seen by us, but it accidentally was.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and handle that.
Okay.
Where is that?
I appreciate the conversation. I'm sorry if it came across as negative, but I wasn't the only one doing it. I hope you guys both have a lovely day.
I appreciate the
Thank
chat.
What's the tuner shop?
I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm sick and tired.
I still have to play nice until the director's chosen.
Yeah, but I'm not running. So I don't.
Thank you, though, Dark.
An upper Laporta now. Don't see anything.
No need to thank.
For saying what it was.
Can I have one code 6 in for it?
I'm not sure. That's first call, I believe.
Sure.
Lower the Porta to Adams Apple is code 6 or code 4 as well. We're now code 6 in North Calais.
We did.
Yeah, Craig's with him.
The car earlier over by Mosley's. That was the last time we saw it. I think we definitely saw what car you're talking about.
Hey, firm.
Oh God.
Jamal's Thorax, which he was in previously about 10 minutes ago.
Craig, I swear to God.
The warehouse that they use under right near Olympic. I'm gonna check Little Soul. Maybe units already.
Nothing on Little Soul.
Yeah, we're checking Little
Lindsay
Soul
Circus. Or Palomino, it's code 4.
Yeah, it was definitely an overreaction. I'll straight with you. It is 100% an overreaction on that.
Again, I'll say it again, like, she could have waited until she saw one of us, called us, spent 5 minutes on the phone, cleared it all up, and then there's no issue.
I should not have been. Oh, I just heard a speeding vehicle on Del Perro.
And am I wrong at all in how, like, why I made that a public report for just to keep people? Because I don't know if you were around when that happened, when cops were calling us and they were like, "Hey, we have this gun that's coming back to a marshal report. We just want to make sure it's not hot." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
realize
like
that could
100%. If you're documenting, like, if you or any marshal is documenting something that could be like PD related and isn't like an investigation, it just needs to go into a normal report. That is absolutely standard practice. I'll be honest, Craig, I zoned out when you were yapping about like why you're putting them here and there and everywhere. Like that to me was unimportant, and I think could have been.
God damn it.
No.
Everything I say is important, Dark.
No, I'm saying it like in the context, like the actual issues that were at hand. I didn't feel like that was important. Like the actual facts were, you were not auditing, you were documenting things that were found inside a report, so they were actually kept somewhere, not thrown away forever, and that was it. And it wasn't an audit.
I don't know who tagged my report.
Right.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that didn't.
I use the audit tag as a temporary bookmark. When I'm trying to do research, like if I see a weird thread to pull and I'm like
because it's at the top,
yeah, because basically I can, well, it's just easy to type in AUD and nobody uses it. Literally nobody uses the audit tag, and so it's a marker for me. I use it as a temporary bookmark. So I'm going through and I'm like, okay, I'm going down the rabbit hole and I'm like, tag this report, and I run out of tabs. So I have to start using the tag to be able to find those reports again without filling up my bookmarks tab.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then if it turns out to be nothing, I can just search my audit and just remove all the audit tags and then I'm done.
Either they merged into opposing lanes and took the ramp down, or they made an immediate U-turn and went northbound towards Palomino.
What's the vehicle description?
The black and color Elegy should be registered to Lovemore.
Over there.
Code 6 Palomino and
understand.
Is that an elegy? No, it's not, is it?
An elegy.
Isn't elegy like a...
Oh, that's the...
I thought it was an
Nissan looking thing, right?
Yeah, it's a Nissan.
Yeah, I think they'd be dumb enough not to go the whole way around the island like be on Great Ocean.
I certainly do with love more.
I'm gonna coast it down this way for
way
them.
on West Clips, Great Ocean, let you guys know for Black Hell LG.
Yeah.
Do we go back to the office?
390 is going to position on at least in case they head in that direction.
Tell me now, because I'm going. Well, I'll go this way.
Where's Abby?
Let's head this way right now.
Abby is swimming off the coast again.
Blast.
Abby's swimming again. She's back to it. She loves that shit.
He threw a Molotov from his vehicle.
Molotov.
Code 4, I'm gonna
Oh
continue
my
up
god.
towards, power station.
It's fucking brutal.
I'm checking this building, then we'll go back to the office.
What building?
This one on the right is a warehouse owned by Ming Jing Tai of the besties. Yeah.
Besties. I like the worsties.
I agree.
You know the mimes have a
Do we have
headquarters
like,
off
a
of
motive
Snore
Is
Road.
there any reason
I
why
heard,
he
yeah.
or-
We had to breach it today.
I believe he took offense
You had to breach it?
PD
there being
hit
a song made
PD
about
breached
him
it.
being
But what? Why?
overweight.
Apparently there's a kidnapping call.
Oh shit. I
Yeah.
think they negotiate. Oh.
I can't confirm
I didn't really read the
if it was
report
Peter. I actually think it's
because they got other shit going on.
Peter's ringtone. May have just been the default one. I don't know.
He was spitting on a UKB, I'm telling you, bro, it was cold.
Power station is code 4.
I'll
What
drop
is
you
this
off.
radio chatter?
Quarry is also code 4.
Well, you don't want to take me around with you today?
And then go to
You want some
thought you
alone
were-
time
I
again?
thought you wanted to. I didn't think you
I
like.
think
I'm
if,
just code
if
6
all
for these
units that are
guys.
positioned on major freeways.
Oh, I see. You don't have enough time
their
for
position,
investigations.
just
Do you have
do
enough time to
romantic.
code
We don't
6?
No, I
for
do, but I
fucking-
don't like leaving the PD all the time. To like, you know,
Break off.
if like King and some people have been shot down, I want to help find the people who did it.
Nothing's coming past.
Yeah, because the PD can't handle their own shit.
Change
There are
some
like
shit. I
20
don't know what
people
they
on
are.
duty.
It's not. That's not the point,
typical-
Craig.
Typical Lovemore, shirtless. You know how he be.
They're not our friends, Dark.
They are.
No, they're not. They've proven that over and over and over again. They
Right,
don't want to
but
be our
as-
friends.
As Viv
They have
says,
no
I should
intention
be
to
the
be it.
bigger person.
We've
And I wondered if you wanted to check up
We've
on
tried to
William,
hang out the
maybe
olive
like
branch repeatedly, and all they want to do is grab it and snap it on their knee.
God, Toledo's too far out.
You're not wrong.
And I'm tired of giving them
It's
firewood.
highly
that burns
probable
down.
he attempts to. Oh, have a speeding vehicle. Not it. No, sure. I have a 1060 Astron westbound Innocence, south on
Lord
Orchardville.
Cullen
I'm just
comes back to a
Hey,
Jimi Hendrix or back by Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he just flew past me on Great Ocean. To the south.
What car is that? In the back
Yeah,
of
what's
that?
your 20 bucks? Don't believe that was
I don't know,
Lovemore.
it's probably a
Didn't sound
Mosley's
like
car, because he's coming from the docks.
In the vehicles one time. But anyway.
Doing deliveries. You know, freshly ordered cars.
Wanted to confirm whether or not it was him. For unit just coming on duty, we just
oh, I
had
know what that
both
is.
King and Peters go down as a result
I've
of a
seen it
Molotov
before. I think
thrown by
they sell
Like an
it at the
entity
tuna
or
shop.
something?
That was at the tuna shop about.
No, but I
close to
think
10 minutes at
they
this
sell
point.
it at the tuna shop.
We don't actually have plate confirmation
He's just
on the
speeding
vehicle.
around, isn't he?
The description is it was black
Hey.
in color, or at least very dark in color. One of the
You
headlights
run it
looked
down
to
for
be
me real
out,
quick,
but I
yeah,
don't
just so I
actually
can
think it was.
get
I
the-
think it was a vent. Like one of the.
Where you
headlights
getting this? Where you got
was
this
a
car
vent.
from?
I got it from the
And
docks. I'm
vehicle
doing the
is,
Moses
I
delivery
believe,
and
last
dropping
seen
off
Oh, it's a
the Moses.
Mosley's delivery. Okay. All right. Well, just slow it down. All right.
The type of vehicle was?
Yeah,
Thank you, mate.
Confirm. It was a
Told you, Dark.
I know, Craig, but you got to confirm these things.
no RO, unfortunately.
It's a Vista.
And the
or
headlight
that might be
looked
the
to be out, but I
brand name. I don't know.
think it was a
BYSSER.
replaced headlight with like one of those functional vents.
That was I think that was one of the Raiders. Yeah.
We're just off duty up at Toledo, like
What,
up
the
there.
driver? That was a Chaos Legion.
Oh, Chaos, that's the one.
Rhodes, I did
Too many
have, I
MCs,
was on
man.
Adam's Apple probably 15 minutes ago. I had both Jamal
and yet, like, none of them
pull
ride
up and ask
motorcycles.
if I'd seen Peters.
A firm, were they
Oh,
still
damn,
on the
Peter's
Thrax at
fucked
that time?
around.
A firm, yes.
A firm. That Thrax has since been seen at the warehouse by Olympic Freeway and Power, and it was abandoned. And this was within 60 seconds of the Molotov being thrown.
I believe they went from Adam's Apple straight to Mission
We're through the alleyway again with the warehouses. Thrax is still here.
Your eyes peeled, Craig. Yeah.
Why do I want to keep my eyes peeled? That sounds really painful.
Yeah, dispatch 290.
It's so literal, man. Why you gotta be so literal for?
Where did that term even come from? Like, why do you want to peel your eyes?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
464 is still on scene with 211. He's working on the vehicles currently.
What opposed from Jamal?
Like, imagine having your eyes peeled off. Good God. Isn't that kind of what they do when they do LASIK? Because they literally peel your eyes?
Yeah, they do, yeah. The laser eye surgery, yeah.
God, that's fucking terrifying.
I know.
Quite literally just using a scalpel and peeling your eyeball.
Okay, do they actually use a scalpel? I thought it was like lasers.
Well, they use the lasers to do the corrective part, but they use a scalpel to cut the literal
God.
eyeball open.
Do you want
Yeah.
that one to RCB or to hold up?
No, they give you, they fucking give you like Hypnol, basically, the forget-me drug, and some calming drugs and shit, so that way they can use a scalpel on your goddamn eyeball and cut it open. They cut like a sliver of your eyeball open, like not your lid, no, the fucking ball.
That they were at the tuner shop.
And they use lasers, it's so the lasers are, when they're doing in there, they're not like getting dispersed by the lens of your eye, and they make the corrections they need, and then they put the literal like fucking eyeball back on and just stitch that shit closed. Like, good God,
You done? You done making me want to throw up?
No, I mean, well, that's why I wear glasses. I've got tempted before, but you know, I think I'll just stick with my glasses. You know, it sucks whenever I get punched and my glasses fall off, but you know what? It's better than having my eyeball.
Your mom could smell the burning when the laser was on. Is insane.
Power, you make a
That is
left
insane.
eastbound turn in the alleyway between the freeway off ramp. Like the alleyway that leads under.
I need to go get fuel.
Olympic, essentially, in Power.
Yeah, yeah, I've been saying that for like an hour.
Literally the location of the OAS, okay.
Off-road buggy just went through Little Seoul. Don't know if he got that from up north or something. It went on the Lindsay Circus.
Sorry, I'm
to
a
the
little
gas
feisty.
station.
I'm angry. I'm angry, all right? I've been dealing with, like, this whole week has just been fucking nonsense. Stupid bullshit. Marshall's this, Marshall's that, blah, blah, blah.
And you
and
might
here
have
she
to
is
be
just
the
bragging.
director.
Fucking brag. There she was in that office bragging about talking to high command. Can you imagine? I mean, it must be nice being able to talk to people above you, people who oversee you. Wouldn't know what that's like.
Ray, can you fill up? I can't grab the pump up.
Yeah, give me a second. God damn it. Let me do everything on this car.
I think it's this gas station that fucks up for me. I need to stop messing with my hood. That. Yeah, I haven't seen why since the impeachment.
Might as well take a nap. This will take a minute. This thing's damn near empty.
Okay. By the way, I did reply to the Jaina impeachment, and being like, "Hey, we need a public response, please." Because I'll be honest, that outcome was kind of dodgy. And Mr. Vivcombo, did it get spicy? It sure did. I made sure of that. I made sure of it. Uh-oh. I don't think you're offline. I think you're lying to me. Ugh. What did Dark say? There was a lot. Nothing like... It didn't get, like, nasty. But it was just like, hey, cut it out. It's stupid. Just talk to us instead. Shahara, have you been playing Rivals? If so, what rank? I need to know. I need to know. You haven't? Flipper. You fricker, dude. I'm slowly climbing out of silver because the ranks got reset. I'll be honest, it's a bit of a nightmare. I have been maining Emma Frost though, and she's fucking sick, dude. She's so good. Fancy checking to play sweaty games. Well, it's a good job Baldur's Gate updates come out. I think I'm going... I don't know what party I'm going to do for my dirge. But right now, I've got a Hexblade Warlock as my dirge. And then I'm thinking I want to get Minthara in the party. But I don't know what to make her. I don't know what to do with her, I'll be honest. And then I've got Gale as a Blade Singer, which is fucking sick. Gale's got like a little sword, and he shoots shit out at the end of his sword. He's badass, man. I think Shadowheart, Death Cleric, probably what I'm gonna go for her. It kind of makes sense. And then who else? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make Astarion a swashbuckling rogue. That's gonna be a lot of fun when I get there. I'm nearly level 3. And having the D&D campaign was, oh hell yeah, oh nice. Did I see the launch cinematic? Yes, I did. That it was fantastic. I'm good.
We gotta go get Abby.
Where is she?
She's there. Apparently the locals towed her Explorer.
Do you want me to hold comm?
The Astarion song,
no, she's left in hostile territory. We have to go get her.
It's LSA? What do you mean hostile territory?
Yeah, that's where all the worst people go to get their planes so they can scout for fucking Group 6 trucks, cargo ships and shit.
I mean, yeah.
All the worst people in the city go to LSA. Damn, this car has like no upgrades to it, does it?
This one, yeah, not really. I mean, it's an S on from the mechanics shed, but yeah, I don't use the other one.
Turbo, but I can tell how hard it's shifting. The shifting is very, very sluggish.
And the braking sucks too.
Yeah.
I think the braking sucks on every scale, but you've done a good job with the other one. I am Arnie Dog and I am on hold. Any update? Abby!
Oh, is she down there?
Get ready
to chase the vehicle.
Go take it out.
I think you gotta go the other way. This is all. You're not gonna be able to get it. You'll have to run up the steps.
It'll end eventually. I swear I can see the end of it.
Break, please.
I can see the end of it. It's just getting further and further as I go. God damn it. Eventually it'll end, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Taking a right northbound Calais.
You guys got 3 units on
God
that?
damn it.
Right northbound Albion. At the moment.
Just you,
Left San Andreas. Right northbound Palomino.
Look at GTA song. She's waving, Craig. She's waving.
Can't
Break through this fence in front of you.
there.
There you go.
Oh, was it right there? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Maybe you didn't have to break it.
Well,
Left northbound.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get to you. Trying to save you.
Left, westbound,
I
eastbound
didn't
way.
need saving, I just needed a ride.
Hey,
your
find any
diving
more
outfit?
really important breakthroughs in cases, Amber? Yet?
No, but I found some guns, some drug money, you know,
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
then, like, PD equipment.
Why does the diving outfit look fucking sick?
Because I made it. Yeah, I found like 3
true.
go pixels and like a radio, so I think people are stolen cars and just
Yeah, probably.
stashed all the fucking things and then ditched them out.
Pretty fast for.
I'm gonna touch you 1 second.
Don't crash into those. Please, Craig.
I didn't crash into nothing. I'm a good driver, damn it. Especially on shitty cars that are ugly.
Abby, stop taking my scout out. It's got my big gun in it.
We should be good on units for each of these.
You know,
for the most part, right? Northbound, North Rockford, past the entrance.
you know,
No, you didn't say anything yet.
I do a lot of off-roady activity.
Take the Caracara.
That thing's ugly.
Come on.
Excuse you. You own a Caracara.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you own a Caracara.
Great, can I have my own scout?
Have this
Why
one.
do you want your own scout?
Southbound and left eastbound Dorset.
I mean, you'll have to coordinate with someone from PD Command to get it, but if you really want one, sure.
Continue south power under Olympic. Break
I'll
You
just
just can't
take
use
this one. The rims are
Marshal
awful.
funds to. You just won't be able to use Marshal funds to mess with it.
Affirm, continuing eastbound South Pole Road Paros, speeds 160. Full sending east on the off-road path and left northbound Milton. Full sending northbound Milton, left westbound. Disregard, continue northbound Milton, passing Tequila.
Okay, we can finally sit down and do some
You can use your
paperwork.
personal Caracara if you want to drive around. You just can't. Obviously, it doesn't have emergency lights, so you have to abide by all traffic laws at all times.
Fuck
You
that.
can't do traffic stops or anything.
I mean, I do abide by traffic laws. Anyway.
I hope
Oh, I'm
so.
sure, yeah.
Eastbound Didion with the tailgate.
Yeah, I'm not a hypocrite. Thank you.
Merging eastbound Clinton.
Thanks, Craig.
Right, southbound Alta. Right, westbound through the alley behind Pitchers. Right, northbound
Holy
back to
cops,
Clinton.
dude.
I'm currently VCB.
Right, pins on.
Western Union, they're going to Western Union, accidentally. 52 to Western Union.
The fuck? Anyway,
Left, south and off road.
I think Lumber might have ejected. I didn't see him in passenger, but I don't know. Could be in the back seat.
Going on Eclipse and VCB at the moment. Should have eyes roads.
They're eastbound Eclipse. Right, southbound Las Lagunas. Left eastbound through the alleyway parallel to Vinewood Boulevard.
yeah, put these in here.
Southbound Power. Correction Alta.
You're alone, man, so be careful.
QT478.
Southbound Alta, crossing Hayway.
Just be advised, our intruders smoking, so we're probably gonna have another swap here.
Affirm. Left southbound Las Lagunas.
If they do another swap, I'm gonna stick with the intruder. Like, we just gotta get away the interference vehicles. They got like 15.
Affirm.
Yeah.
Continuing southbound into Red Garage.
Area approaching Vespucci Boulevard. Southbound, right is westbound Vespucci
I'm sure
Boulevard.
it's the faceless.
Northbound Cola approaching CNN.
Outlaw 763.
Left westbound San Andreas Avenue. Southbound Palomino.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna put all the photos in there so you can see them all.
Careful with the other pursuit. Right, westbound Lindsay Circus. Southbound Palomino.
Cars out. Cars out. Cars out.
Hey, from y'all, hold on.
We need comms. The black and color four-door is going to pick them up now. They're both getting out, so this is good, low-key. They're all getting in the car. We're staying mobile. It looks like they both got in the car. Oh, he hit the cuffs. All right, we got the black and color. Oh, wait, he left them. He left them.
Oh, they said
I just gotta reference the
Yeah, so far this
the
sounds
books
like
again.
James
Make sure I got the right
Baldwin,
titles.
Lovemore and Goomba.
I'm gonna turn the radio off. All right, let's get digging, chat. Let's get digging. Oops. I go here, here, here. So this one, and this one. I just want to make sure I know which one's which. So this is 000. Okay, so then 8. So 1111 is the Regimite one, and then 8742. There's like 1111 8742. 1111 8742. 111. Okay. Okay. What I'll do actually is I'll do this. Go back to the books, which should be around here somewhere. Nope. Great. Oh my god. The 164711. 1, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we're gonna add these. So this is gonna be okay, title this. Great. No. This one's gonna be 0000 book can 1. Not really a book, but fuck it. Okay, then we've got.
All right, Dark, I'm going to bed.
All right, take it easy. Okay, what was the other one? There's not a bed in there, Craig.
No, I was putting some stuff up real quick.
Okay. 8742. Book's gun number 1. 2. 3. Change this to 1. Change all these to 1s. 2. 3. 4. 5. Oh, okay, which one's this one? 764. Okay. This is Operation Dread Orange. Inferno 764, right? Inferno 764. And 2. Okay, and then we're gonna go like this. This one was Outlaw 763. One. Two. No! 2. But it's all going wrong. 2. 3. Add. Yeah. And then we can go in here. And I just want to grab the blue print. Put that in there. Okay. Yeah, that's everything. Is there a bloody coffee stain on the back of this thing? What the fuck? Okay. Date of this is going to be 2025/04/15. I will just grab the location. 164706. Okay. Okay. Before we do anything else, are the weapons in here? They are. Do they come back to anything? Nope, that one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. None of them do. Okay. Alright. Location, dump off Mary weather? On the 17th of April 2025, Marshall Hughes covered the master copies of faceless documents / books. Okay. You want anything else, Abby?
Yeah, I found like 40 SIM cards in a dumpster.
You're joking me.
No, it was the first one I checked. I wasn't even going to do any more today, and I'm like, I'm going to check this one dumpster, and it was too full of like 40 SIM cards. So my luck is.
Well,
I don't
good
know,
luck
man.
right in there, Sabrina.
Thanks, thanks, Rich.
No, just listen. Just do it all in one. It'll be easy. Do it all in one. Say these were abandoned. Smile. His dumpster evidence, and then say I want everything. They'll probably. I'll say all of them will probably be empty, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, really?
Okay, so let's go through each of these fucking books and do a fucking analysis, dude. So we got Operation. What does it actually say in the book? Operation Midnight Watcher, so Skynode, hashtag 1111. Okay. So, Operation Midnight Watcher, Skynode, hashtag 0000. So in here, well, specifically, this one was found, and I'm 90% sure it was. We go to face. There should be a state marshal report. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Wait, what? Where is it? I could have sworn there was like a proper thingy, no? Let me check the report locker. I'm 90% sure that I've seen this before. Craig, where is it? Question, Chris. Everything has really bloomed. Oh, like the flowers, like the trees and shit. Yeah, they bloomed quite early. Yeah, it's nice. So. Where the fuck is... Where is it, man? I thought it was this one, but... I could have sworn I've seen this before. Let me check through evidence. Yeah, Chris, he wanted to meet up in Scotland, but unfortunately it was a combination of being just not the right time and too short notice. Otherwise, I would have been up there today. Okay, so it would have been around what date? The 5th of March. Doesn't say it.